Yo, what's going on YouTube? Hope you guys are doing well today. And today we're going to do a brief and quick video explaining a common question asked by you guys, which is what controller and camera settings do you use? And that's something I will cover in this video. Now, just a quick update. I wasn't able to upload a video yesterday, and that's because I was so busy with work, guys. I do apologize. I did have a plan to upload a trading video, but I saw that we had a pretty poor team of the week this week. So I've done a lot of trading videos on what to trade with when there's a good team of the week. Now I want to get into what to do when there's a bad team of the week. Do you wait it off? Do you start trading with the clubs, etc., etc.? So we'll cover all of that in a new video, hopefully tomorrow. I'll record it tonight and then edit it, and hopefully I'll have it out to you guys by tomorrow. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and get into this video. Now, this question that you guys are asking me, what settings do you use, is something that I once was in the same shoes as you guys. I used to always go into streams, especially 89 Skills. He was one guy that I watched a lot, a year or two ago when I was still in college. I used to come home and watch quite a bit of him, and I always used to want to ask him, what settings do you use? Because at the time, I was a very newbie FIFA player. I really was kind of just getting a hold of the game. It was my first FIFA. I used to always buy the World Cup games, but it was really my first FIFA, and I picked it up, and I said, you know what, I want to see what other people do. Maybe it's something I'm doing wrong. What ways can I better myself? And that's not just with FIFA in general. You should really take that concept with anything you do, whether it's with work or with something in school or whatever it is. You should always really do your research, ask questions. It's always good, and I'm always happy to answer your questions that you ask. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the controller settings first, and we're going to hop into the defense settings. And you guys can see my attack settings are pretty much default. I think everybody plays on these settings for sure, but let's go ahead over the defense settings. So as you guys can see, I'm on default. However, there is one thing that a lot of people do that maybe you guys should try out because you may like it. As you guys know, tackling is something that you probably, as you progress at getting better at FIFA, you kind of stop pressing the B button, because if you lunge into a tackle and it's a poor tackle, you're kind of in big trouble, since you lose your control of your character for that split second. So what people do is they actually switch the B button with the teammate contain button, the RB button. So what this does is it just makes it easier for you on the controller to teammate contain, because you really don't use the tackle button. You're just going to use the jockey to get the auto tackle animation that EA has in the game, right? So a lot of people switch this, and they've been playing with teammate contain on B. And in fact, a lot of quote-unquote pro FIFA players, all the guys at the Virgin Gaming tournament over at Vegas, I think last month, this is actually the setup they use. Now, I personally, I'm just so used to just holding down RB if I need the teammate contain. I'm not a big teammate container, so to speak. A lot of people do like it. I, use it every now and then. I'm not the type of person who just holds it down the whole game, but I have noticed that people put it on the B button, and it seems to work out for them. Now, if you guys want to try that out, you're obviously more than welcome to do so. I've heard a lot of people feel better or more comfortable using that, so that's something to think about. But as far as everything else, I'm pretty much on default, guys. And what I've really learned is it doesn't matter what I use. It doesn't matter what 89 Skills uses. It doesn't matter what Nepenthes uses. What matters is what you're comfortable with. And this is stuff that I'm comfortable with. So if you want to go ahead and use these settings and it works for you, hey, great. If you do and it doesn't work for you, please don't come being mad at me. This is stuff that works for me and only me, but it's pretty much default for the most part. If a lot of you guys play on default, then hey, we're pretty much alike. Now, the first thing is auto switching, I believe, is on auto. This I actually changed to air balls, and I think it's just better in general to be able to control your player more rather than it keeps switching every time your opponent makes a pass. Auto switching move assistance, I've seen a lot of people put it on low. I just put it on none, just simply because, again, I want to have full control of what's going on the pitch. And then the rest of the stuff is pretty much default. I mean, pass assistance we've got on assisted, and then the power of the pass, I just have it off because I'm just too worried that I never like anything that messes with the power of a pass, especially if you rarely tap A and then it just goes skying right through your player. It's just not the best of things, so it's best to leave it off. And then the rest is pretty much default, as I said, except the cross assistance. I have it on semi, and that's just because sometimes I feel like you can get a little bit better of a cross to the back post when it's on semi. But by all means, I'm pretty sure assisted works just fine. So that's my controller settings. Hopefully I helped you out there if you had any questions regarding that. And then we're going to go ahead and hop into the camera settings. Now, my camera settings are pretty much the same. They're default, guys. It feels like a lot of you guys think I play on some custom settings on the camera, which I don't. So I'm not really sure why people think that. But yeah, my camera settings, as you guys can see, is just on telly here. I don't really play offline Be a Pro. I don't really play online team play in clubs. My cousins play a lot of NBA 2K, so they're on that all the time. But as far as anything else, they're all default. You guys can see your camera settings all on default, and nothing really that I have changed. So I don't know why a lot of people think I've changed the camera settings. They're all default. So with that said, guys, hopefully that answered a lot of your questions. I know everybody has been asking me this question. Not really sure if this was helpful or not. I hope it was. And if it was, guys, you can go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I know this was not an entertaining video or anything of that sort, so I do apologize for releasing such a boring and kind of bland video. But hopefully I gave you guys some information and you guys did like it. And if you guys did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you guys want to see daily FIFA content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I mean, what else you gonna do? We'll see you tomorrow with a new trading video. Later.